So you have been all over the news, a lot of coverage, partially why they're making all these changes because of some really inflammatory things you said to our highest health professional here in San Diego County. So what do you think about the new rules, first of all?
I think that they used me as an excuse for them to inhibit the inconvenience of the public comment, and they clearly don't listen to anything we've said, and that's been part of why I say such outrageous things is eventually I'm going to hit a nerve, and so race apparently is the issue. And I mean, if I was outright racist, I would have dropped an N-bomb, but I criticized her as being disloyal to the legacy of the Tuskegee experiment by forcing a mandate for something that's eerily reminiscent, but for all people.
So, what could they do for you to say they are listening, they're getting it?
Well, clearly they didn't even listen to anything that I said. At least like CBS and Newsweek played my comment, but they did cut my mic at the end, and I wasn't able to finish my point about the Tuskegee legacy. In the news, yeah, they just focused, they say it was a racist rant, which is totally absurd when I just had two words that had anything to do with race.
So what's your
message? The pharmaceutical industry and the government and people that desire to control all human life are somehow in cahoots. There's the documentary Plandemic Indoctrination, which was heavily banned, but it's now available on YouTube actually. And we screened that film and they just ignored it. And it shows that 5 months prior, they did a practice coronavirus pandemic simulation called Event 201.
Okay.
Darby.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
to address the Romo voting issue, because a lot of people thought that was really unfair and pretty outrageous. What you wish you hadn't said it? Were you happy you said it, or you want to tone it down?
I wish that I structured my words in a different way, so that way I was able to finish my point. I had no idea I'd get cut off, and I said something about my comment that I just did today for a non-agenda item that, like Dave Chappelle, for example, he doesn't allow people to have their phones when he's at a show because he doesn't want something that he's working on, crafting, to be like taken out of context and abused and used to, threaten his reputation and whatnot, which is really easy to do. And so what I'm doing is really difficult because it's live. I'm not as experienced of a comedian, but I have tons and tons of material, so I can take like any agenda item and whip something up, and I write on the spot too.
Is this a platform for your career?
I'm a political comedian. I've got a certificate in personal training. I also have plant-based nutrition from Cornell. My certificate for personal training is from American Council on Exercise. And also have a Science and Wellbeing certificate from Yale. And really what I'm trying to do is expose people who pretend that they care about public health when in reality they are destroying people's freedoms and they're making their life actually less healthy. And I've made many statements about that kind of stuff before, and they don't respond to how they've made obesity worse, people more stressed out, all these things that destroy immune function. And if you care about people's health, then these kind of things are inconsistent logically.
I'm just thinking as you're speaking. Do you think because their job is way up here, right? So maybe that's why they can't specifically hone into your stuff because they're thinking of you plus like 1,000 kids in that school district down there and adults up there who are starving and unincorporated San Diego who have their own set of issues. Like it's a lot.
No, because they listen enough to exert their authority and tell people that they need to be quiet or this or that. But they never respond to any of the content that we bring. People bring documents. Like I said, we screened a documentary that they were vastly ignored. And very questionable stuff about like Bill Gates' history as a eugenicist and all this kind of stuff. And that's a major problem. Well, what was your next?
I was just saying, that's largely completely debunked. Bill Gates is not on a mission I've watched so many documentaries to the opposite because I was like, where the hell did this come from?
Well, have you seen Plandemic Indoctrination?
I have not, but
all right, I say check that one out. And I think it's ridiculous that he was found guilty of antitrust for his computer systems, but then people are going to trust like his initiatives for our immune system. And Congress, one of the top stocks held is Pfizer. Fifth Circuit Court just made a ruling saying that they're using a sledgehammer with these mandates. They're not like customizing anything, not like paying attention to any science or personal issues and that kind of stuff. There's like overwhelmingly, there's a lot of logical dissent, but it's all vastly ignored. They choose only to focus on something I said regarding race, and it wasn't that I said I hated all black people. I said that dishonoring the legacy of Tuskegee was disgusting, and that's what I called her out for, and I stand by that statement. And if she's going to just parrot the CDC and all this like pharmaceutical, 1 in 3 drugs gets recalled. I mean, like all these vaccines that they force through without the proper like training, like or testing, like it's very unsettling. And you shouldn't be discredited or said you're crazy, regardless of what I said as an individual, just for thinking differently. And that's a problem. And that's why I call it vaxism. It's a new form of discrimination where they're going to try and segregate society. And that stuff is already in place. Like they're doing it right now.
Gotta go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Misha.
I appreciate it. Are you getting death threats?
Yes, I have death threats, yeah. Yep.